Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with Golden Opportunities Coaching. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you who are seasoned veterans. What we do around here is we discuss a variety of social, psychological coaching topics for you to peruse. Thank you to all of you who've already subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, as we cover a wide variety of topics, usually in a daily format, in an audio format, at least several times per week. In any event, today we're going to talk about 8 or 9 things that make you emotionally intelligent and some things that may not. So, emotional intelligence is the understanding of how to control and monitor your emotions so that you can have the most fulfilling life experience possible from an emotional perspective. And there's things that people can do to heighten this or shorten it depending on what they are really looking at. The first is not suppressing their emotions. Now, suppression of emotions is something that we learn usually from older generations, often from parents or older siblings. We're taught that, there's some negative emotions that we shouldn't express. And while having the right time and place to express them is important, not expressing them at all is detrimental to mental and emotional health. And so an emotionally intelligent person finds outlets for their emotion at appropriate times. Second, so it's basically very important to realize that sometimes we have to be somewhat critical of a person in order to help them grow, but putting someone down, negative insults or insults of any sort, in negative connotation, words, phrases, and the like, do cause emotional pain for a majority of people, and therefore engaging in the practice of, kind of using negative reinforcement with put-downs and the like is something that a person will not do if they're emotionally intelligent and emotionally mature. The next thing in this list is the realization that peer pressure doesn't matter in the long run. Now, obviously, we're all going to have friends, or most of us are going to have friends who might challenge us to do things that are not in line with our beliefs, our goals, our dreams, our aspirations, or what we think is morally correct. And we will face that and realize that even if we lose the friendship, we may gain more self-respect. And if a friend is doing something silly or foolish or not healthy, they're going to come back around to making better choices, we hope, in the future. But meanwhile, that doesn't mean we have to sink to their level. And the sinking to the level is giving in to peer pressure. So an emotionally aware person chooses actively not to give in to peer pressure. The next is they are present moment minded. Now, I say this all the time, but I'll reiterate it here. The past doesn't matter because it cannot be changed. The future doesn't matter because we co-create it. All we have in the moment that we can control our reactions in is the now. An emotionally intelligent person is well aware of this and learns how to control their version of the now in the most concise and direct way possible, realizing and understanding that there will be negative consequences if we go too far back or too far forward into the present into the past or the future. The next thing is they know how to set boundaries, but they also know how to test boundaries, meaning exceptions to every rule. Now, very extreme cases like, I'm not going to let you attempt to kill me, is not a boundary. That's a rule, and those are different. But boundaries are usually, hey, I'm not going to go get you at 3 a.m. unless you're obliteratedly drunk and you'd be a danger to yourself. So boundaries have 2 factors. One, I'm going to keep my boundaries because I believe they are best for me and I know what my limitations are. 2, in an extenuating circumstances, as a one-off situation, I may test my boundaries, but I'm not going to do that continually or consistently. The next thing is know their own self-worth. And this is hard because it gets into things like ego versus humility and also collective unity versus individualism. So knowing one's own worth is about balance. every person has value. You are a person, therefore you have value. Your value is no more or less than anyone else's, but it is unique to the people that matter to you, so they may see you as more valuable than than a stranger. The reason I point this out is knowing your own value is being able to see yourself objectively, which is to see your strengths and celebrate them and enjoy them without being too prideful. See your weaknesses, admit to them, ask for help with them without being manipulative, and maintaining that balance at all times. It's a very difficult thing to do and takes a great deal of maturity to be able to walk that balanced line. The next thing is they release control. That is, emotionally mature people and emotionally self-aware people release control of situations they cannot control the outcome of. When we can make a change, it's important to do so. When we can make a difference, it's important to do so. However, for example, if we're planning to have a meeting outside with a colleague, friend, or partner, and it rains, we cannot control the rain. We can throw a tantrum if we like, it's still going to rain. We can curse a blue streak if we like, it's still going to rain. There are certain things we can't control. We also have to release the fact that we cannot control the thoughts or feelings or words and actions of another person. This is hard for many people because we're taught that we can influence, but there is a difference between influence and control that many people struggle to learn or never learn correctly or completely. The next thing is they are willing to take constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is super valuable because it helps us to grow. The key word there in the phrase is constructive. Can I learn from this? Can I grow from this? Anything that's not going to make me a better person, I can discard, not take personally, and move along. Use what I can, discard what I don't need, and move along. And that takes a great deal of maturity. The last thing is accept, endure, and embrace change. Accept change. Change is one of the few constant things in the world. Embrace change, meaning it's coming anyway. Might as well enjoy the ride. Endure change. We are going to encounter changes in life that we do not enjoy from time to time. Finding the resiliency emotionally to get through hard times is part of emotional maturity. So hopefully this has been helpful. I encourage you to subscribe, like, comment, do all that good stuff. And until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.